everyone. Welcome back to another Yale Alumni Live. My name is Stephanie and I am a member of the regional clubs team at the YAA. And I'm really excited to be here today with you all. We took a week off last week, but we are back and we've got two great programs for you this week. So if you're just joining us, today we have a really special guest, Regina Bain, who will be joining any moment. We're going to be with her 2 times this week, giving you an inside look at the Louis Armstrong House Museum in Queens. So I'm just waiting for Regina to join me and I'm going to give you guys a quick, let's see, we're going to get her photo up here and we're really excited to have her today. So we'll give her a minute to get on our, there she is, 1 minute. Hi Regina.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm so tongue-tied because we took 1 week off from Yale Alumni Live. So I'm trying to get back in my stride here. And I'm going to look for my background that has your title and everything. But for some reason, it doesn't want to come up. But what we're going to do is we're going to get started. And I'm going to worry about that as you're telling everybody a little bit about yourself. I shared that we're going to be together 2 times this week talking about your work with the Louis Armstrong Museum. But today, we're just going to talk about you and your path there. So while I'm looking for my background, if you wouldn't mind telling everybody just a little bit about yourself, what your journey was to Yale and what made you choose Yale and where you grew up, and we'll get started there. So over to you, Regina.
Thank you, Stephanie. So hey, everybody. I'm Regina Bain. I am the executive director of the Louis Armstrong House Museum in Corona, Queens. I am a proud Yale alum. So a bit about me. I grew up in Florida. My mom is Regina Bain. Hey, mama. And she is an educator and a dancer. Her heart is a dancer. And she brought me up in the arts. And so I had an amazing education in Florida in the arts with in the Chartersonic Band and doing different dance classes. And I came to Yale. I studied theater and went on to theater and African American studies, and then went on to study acting at the School of Drama. I got out, I acted, education is in my heart and in my family, so it's in my blood. And so I volunteered with an organization called the Posse Foundation, which is a college access and leadership organization. And I was with them for 17 years. And then I started thinking, okay, how can I bring the arts back in a more robust way? And that led me to the Louis Armstrong House Museum. And it's been an amazing 2 months. This is my 8th week, so I'm new. I'm still new, but it's been great.
What a time to start a new job. I mean, crazy challenges abound, but how exciting is it to be able to be creative and find solutions to things that are going on in our world right now? It's such a cool thing to be able to do. So Regina, we're going to back up really quick and I'm going to ask you a couple questions about your Yale experience, because one of my favorite things to do is ask everybody what residential college they were in, because it's always followed by the best college. So here's your moment to pitch your residential college.
My residential college is Ezra Stiles College, the best college.
Of course. And tell us a little bit about the activities that you were involved in while you were at Yale.
So at Yale, one of the activities closest to my heart was Shades Acapella. And it was started by Titilayo Ngwenya, and I think in 1989. And it was a group of beautiful, powerful, skilled musicians who wanted to sing music from the African diaspora and be together in this gorgeous space of community. And it was glorious. When I came to Yale, I came as a dancer. I wanted to dance. I had danced in high school. I tried out for an organization which will not be named, and I was rejected. And so that led me to think about, okay, how else can I express my artistic spirit? And it was at Prop, which was for people of color who came before the school year started, that I saw Shades perform. And I remember seeing these beautiful people gloriously singing, and I wanted to be a part of that. And they accepted me, which was amazing. And so that's the organization closest to my heart.
Okay. And Shade still performs today. They're still a strong
Shades is
organization.
around. Shades at Yale is doing its thing. They did a virtual gala, and one of our signature songs is "Amen, We Shall Overcome."
Oh.
And so it's sung by when we have live events. All the alum come up at the end and sing "Amen, We Shall Overcome." And so for their virtual gala, since folks can't sing together anymore, because that's dangerous. So and for their virtual gala, they asked some alum to come together and contribute music for that song. And so we did that. So you can find that on the Yale website. It was amazing.
That sounds amazing. It has been, and I want to talk about this a little bit because I saw a great quote that someone had in an article about you taking over as the executive director for Louis Armstrong House. So that's going to come up again, but it has been a time where we're all looking for ways to express ourselves and join in community of art and artists. And so I'm excited about what we have with you today and Thursday with the Louis Armstrong House and bringing that to our Yale family. So tell me a little bit now. I'm sure that people watching know you because you are so involved at Yale. Talk a little bit about the different organizations and groups that you're involved with at Yale currently.
So right now, I'm a member of the Yale Board of Governors. It's an alumni body that comes together to work for Yale and for Yale alumni, and to advance the learning of Yale alumni. And so it's been amazing. I'm in my second year, and I became a part of that through the route of becoming a delegate to the Assembly. And so what is the Assembly? The Assembly is a group of Yale leaders who come together to learn from each other, to learn what's happening at Yale and take that back into their communities. So I was a member of the Assembly. How did I become a member of the Assembly? I showed up to an event.
As that often happens. What you do, you show up and then you move on.
Like, all those things that have, just show up. So I showed up to an event, and started being involved and being engaged. And that led me to becoming a delegate, which led me to being a member of the Board of Governors. And so that's been amazing. I've also been doing in my Yale leadership is to lead the Yale Black Alumni Association. And so that has been full and fraught in this moment of our history in America, as we confront the challenges that we have had as a nation and as individuals, and with the death of many people, and the names keep coming. And so as we as a community think about that, and deal with that, that's part of what has been my role to try and deal with that. And there's a huge community of people who are engaged in that work. So that has been very close to my heart. I'm also trying to engage Yale School of Drama alumni. So School of Drama alumni, if you're out there, I'm looking for you. One of the things that I think that happens is sometimes the professional schools get siloed. And we don't know that we're part of a university and can take advantage of all the benefits of being a part of a university. And I think the arts professional schools are especially suspect about that. And those the alumni don't know you can come and be a part of the Board of Governors. I have an advantage because I was also undergrad, but all of the Yale alum, all of the music alum, all of the architecture and arts alum, come on over. We're looking for you.
I didn't even ask Regina to say that, guys. I work for the YAA, and I didn't ask her to say that, but it was absolutely perfect. Talk about using your time wisely to get the message out. Thank you, Regina. So let's shift away from Yale for just a minute and talk about, give us a little bit more information about your early career, because you are an artist and a performer, and now you're serving in a nonprofit executive director role. But tell us a little bit about what it was like performing after college and what kind of jobs you did right after Yale.
Yes. So after Yale, I went straight to the drama school. So I was 7 years there, which I don't necessarily recommend. Take a little time, but I went straight. And while I was there, I participated in education organizations like the Dwight Edgewood Project, teaching playwriting to students in the surrounding neighborhood. While I was an undergrad, I did the Ulysses S. Grant Foundation, work, after school programming. So I taught Hamlet to students in New Haven. And so education was always a part of my work. And when I graduated from the School of Drama, I started acting. And I was in the Oedipus plays, which was amazing. All three in the Oedipus cycle, done by an all African-American cast in DC. And then we took that production to Greece. So I did Oedipus in an open air amphitheater in Greece. And when they talked about the thunder gods, it was actually thundering in the sky. It was amazing.
That is amazing.
It was, so I had some amazing theatrical experiences, but ultimately there was something that was a little missing from those experiences. And I was missing the opportunity to talk explicitly in a nuanced way outside of the strictures of a play about race and class and gender and education and power. That wasn't a part of the structure of what it meant to be an artist, or what I was thinking of and what had been taught to me of what it meant to be an artist. And I was missing it. And so I went seeking it. And I found it by volunteering. I did a play by Dr. Tama Bryant Davis, and she was the head of the Crisis Awareness Center at Princeton. And she had written a play based on her experiences there, that's in the tradition of For Colored Girls, so a series of monologues from women who had experienced trauma. And so I did that play. And one of the women who was involved in that play was Dr. Shirley Collado, who's now the president of Ithaca College. But then she was the head of the Posse Foundation. And she said, you should come and volunteer for Posse. You should do things with our staff. We work with young people. You need to be on and dynamic. Come. So I volunteered. That led me to full-time, which I didn't think was going to happen, but it did. And I stayed with the organization for a long time because in addition to being a college access program, it's about leadership and dialogue. And I am deeply interested in dialogue. And that's part of what I want to bring to the Louis Armstrong House Museum.
So you and I spoke earlier last week to prepare for this week's Yale Alumni Live episodes, and you said something about the Louis Armstrong Museum really being an opportunity for you to combine your two passions, which are art and education. So let's talk a little bit about, your goals and what you're excited about at the museum itself.
So for those who don't know what the Louis Armstrong House Museum is all about, it is about the icon, the megastar, Louis Armstrong, who was born in 1901 in New Orleans and grew up to become the first megastar, pop star. And he set the tradition for all the musicians to come, whether they know it or not. And so this museum is his home where he and his wife lived in Queens for decades. He was born in New Orleans, but he lived for decades in Queens, New York. And they bought this home on a block in Corona, Queens, and kept it up. And he was an archivist. He kept everything. And because he wanted to archive his life, because he knew what his life meant. And so he wanted to tell his own story. So he kept his tapes and his writings and his music. And the home itself is now a New York and a national landmark. And so people can come through the museum, which is the house, for tours and see how this icon, this Black man, lived. And that has been happening for decades, and it's a really important and special place. What's happening now is that there is a new building being constructed across the streets. So this is the new Louis Armstrong Center, and it's going to be a state-of-the-art center where his archives can live, and where there'll be a new exhibit that's being curated by Jason Moran. So one of the I will say blessings of my job is that I get to have these conversations with artists about their work and about Louis Armstrong. So I've just been able to sit with Jason Moran and talk about art and talk about music and talk about Armstrong's legacy. I love it. It's been absolutely amazing. And it's been a master class for me from these artists. And I'm learning a great deal. So that was my journey. There's a lot we want to do with the museum, which I can talk about.
Yeah, well, I have, I referenced before that I read this quote that I really loved, that you had said in an article written about you becoming the executive director, and you were talking about the current times and how we all need an opportunity to connect. And the thing that you said is they need art, they need music, they need stories, and they need connections. And I couldn't agree more. This is a time where we need exposure to these things. We need exposure to one another, and that's what we're hoping to do with Yale Alumni Live too, is bring the stories of our alumni to the forefront and talk about, your journeys through life and what you're doing now, and the amazing things that many of you are doing now should be shared through story. So you and I are going to actually come back together on Thursday, which we are super excited about, that you referenced at the beginning. And we're going to be doing a little bit of a virtual tour at 2 p.m. on Thursday. And anybody watching who would like to come back and see that, we're going to be over on Facebook Live in the Yale Alumni Facebook group. But you also can join via Zoom, which you can find at alumni.yale.edu. I didn't want to invert that, but it is alumni.yale.edu. And you guys can join us. But Regina, tell us a little bit more about what people might be able to see on Thursday.
So on Thursday, you're going to see the home, and it is a really special place. It's an intimate space that is kept as it was when Lucille passed. So Louis Armstrong died in 71. Lucille passed after that. And the home is mostly as it was when they passed. No one else has lived there. And so you'll see Louis Armstrong's den, where he recorded himself playing music, recorded himself just talking and hanging with his friends, which included Dizzy Gillespie, who lived around the corner. And so you'll see this gorgeous home. There's this beautifully mirrored bathroom, floor-to-ceiling mirrors with gold-plated fixtures and marble. And this is the home of a person who did not grow up with indoor plumbing. And it's a special, special, special place. One of the things that we want to do moving forward is to share the story through the archives in a digital way. So soon, everyone is going to be able to take an archival tour of the Louis Armstrong House Museum. And so if you go to our website, louisarmstronghouse.org, you're going to find an opportunity to sign up and become a member. And through that, be a part of these archival tours where you'll learn the stories of not only Louis Armstrong, but all of the people that he interacted with. Ella Fitzgerald. It's just fantastic, his legacy. So more to come on that.
I can't even imagine being in that physical space and just all the amazing things that you must feel just being among the greatness of the people that pass through those doors. And if I'm not mistaken, we're going to get a sneak peek at a new initiative, Armstrong Now, on Thursday. Can you tell us just a tiny bit about that? Just a little teaser before we go today?
Yes. So Armstrong Now is where we take contemporary artists and say, you are in the legacy of Louis Armstrong. Come, learn about him, be in the home, research in the archives, and then respond. Respond by creating new work. And let's talk about that. And so there's a trailer out right now. You can find the trailer on our website today for Armstrong Now. And the premieres will happen in different weeks leading up to December, where the full episodes will be released. So these are amazing artists, musicians from different disciplines. So musicians, dancers, visual artists, spoken word artists who are coming to respond to Louis Armstrong. So we hope to see you there.
That's amazing. I'm so excited for Thursday. Can't wait to join you again. And if anybody is interested in Louis Armstrong House Museum website, this video will also be posted on our Instagram and on our Vimeo, and we'll be back on Thursday at 2 p.m. Regina, it's been great chatting with you. I'm so excited for Thursday. Any last words before we say goodbye to everyone for a couple days?
Have a gorgeous day. I'll see you soon. And come visit us on our website. You can learn lots more.
Put a little Louis Armstrong on your iPad or your car for inspiration.
He will give you joy.
And we're so excited. We'll see you on Thursday. It's been a pleasure. Everybody, you can find us on the Yale Alumni Facebook group or on Zoom, alumni.yale.edu. And we'll see you Thursday, Regina. Thank you so much.
See you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.